Hi, I'm Shannon Harvey. I'm an emergency call handler here at our Service Control Centre. My job involves getting resources to the right place whenever someone calls 999. Let's take a look at what the service has been up to since our last update. More than 65 emergency calls were made to my colleagues in the fire control room on the 24th of September when a huge explosion shook part of North Swindon. A fire involving printworks on the Groundwell Industrial Estate was tackled by 12 fire crews, and the incident is now being investigated by the Health and Safety Executive. On the same evening, we also had reports of an underground fire in mines below Froome Road in Bradford-on-Avon, where it was feared that people may be trapped. 6 fire crews worked with mines experts and Wiltshire Police to carry out a full search, and thankfully no casualties were found. A huge plume of smoke could be seen from some distance away when an industrial building at West Quay Road in Poole caught fire on the 1st of October. Crews from 9 fire stations were involved in tackling the blaze, which started accidentally. Of course, we don't just deal with fires, and on the 10th of October we were called to Studland to help the Coast Guard with a dog rescue. Ozzy, the Chihuahua Jack Russell Cross, had gone missing while on a walk the night before, and after he was found in a wet and muddy area, a rescue sled was needed to bring him to safety. Technical rescue specialists from Stratton and Winchester joined forces on the 24th of October to save Freddie the horse, who had fallen into a deep drainage ditch. Together with a crew from Amesbury, they were able to bring Freddie safely back to dry land, much to the relief of his owner. Operational training of our crews is a really important part of our work, and this often involves testing the control room as well. On the 2nd of October, an exercise was held in Poole focusing on fire survival guidance and evacuation procedures. British Red Cross volunteers acted as casualties and made multiple 999 calls, which the duty watching control didn't know about in advance. It was a great test of how we collate vital information and share it with the incident ground. On the 23rd of October, there was an exercise involving Dorset Police, South Western Ambulance Service, Dorset Search and Rescue, and local firefighters in the grounds of the Tank Museum in Bovington. This tested the response of emergency services to a chemical incident affecting a number of casualties. We've recently adopted the name Home Fire Safety for the work that we do with individuals in our communities, rather than the previous name of Safe and Well. This change better reflects the service we offer and provides clarification for our partners as well as the wider public. The rebrand is happening gradually to minimise any cost implications. The prevention team hosted a multi-agency workshop in September to raise awareness of hoarding behaviour and its impacts. Over 60 partners from across the service area, drawn from local authorities, health providers, housing associations, and the voluntary sector, came together to share ideas and knowledge. In October, the Dock Bike charity celebrated individuals and organisations that have contributed to motorcycle safety in Dorset. The service was one of the award recipients, with the presentation made to Chief Fire Officer Andy Cole. We support the Biker Down initiative in both Dorset and Wiltshire as part of our commitment to road safety education. We're always looking for new ways to share safety messages, so we made our own version of a TikTok trend in October to encourage people to stay safe during Halloween. This was shared across our social media platforms, and thanks go to the crew from Dorchester who got spooky for us. Firefighters at Springbourne Fire Station filmed with ITV News in October to support a news special on the potential dangers of air fryers. The crew from Greenwatch had attended an incident earlier this year where an air fryer caught alight after a social media cleaning hack was used. Plans are underway to hold further business fire safety pop-ups next spring after the success of a trial event in September at Wimborne. Members of the protection team had a stall in the town square where they met with people from local shops and businesses and shared information and guidance about fire safety legislation. Wednesday, the 19th of November, was International Men's Day, and we hosted an online conference for all staff to mark the event. Across the day, there were open and honest conversations about some of the important challenges that many of us work to overcome. This included parenting in the fire service, men's mental health, A Journey Back to Heart Health, and much more. Assistant Chief Fire Officer Dave Waters is one of 16 White Ribbon ambassadors to be featured in a national photographic campaign called We Speak Up. Launched on White Ribbon Day on the 25th of November, portraits and personal testimonies have been used to show men how to challenge misogyny, sexism, and gender inequality. The campaign aims to inspire a wider audience, especially men and boys, to engage with the White Ribbon movement and speak up for women and girls. In September, the members of our strategic leadership team spent the day at Swindon Fire Station. They were able to get involved in station life and went out on the training ground with the Duty Watch. All staff are encouraged to spend time with other teams and departments where possible to promote a greater understanding of what we all do. For decades, Warminster Fire Station has thrown open its doors to the local community at the end of October to mark the start of Carnival Week. The crew drills on a Monday, so it's an ideal opportunity to show people what they do and share vital safety advice. Many of the parents who came along this year had also attended when they were children. Crews from across the service joined their local communities in commemorating Remembrance Sunday on the 9th of November, while we were also represented in the Civilian Services contingent at the National Service of Remembrance at the Cenotaph in London. Wreaths were laid at our headquarters on Armistice Day, where an act of remembrance was held.
The first thing I would say, if anyone was thinking about joining...
It was International Control Room Week in October, and the service took the opportunity to open up recruitment for new emergency call handlers at the same time. My Watch colleagues joined me in making some videos about life in the control room, which were posted on the service's social media accounts to do some myth busting. They hopefully encourage some potential new recruits to apply. Finally, we'd like to wish everyone a happy, peaceful, festive period. My Watch is working over Christmas, so please do stay safe. We hope you found this interesting, and by all means, please have a look at our website and our social media pages for any advice. Fire service, what's the address of the emergency?